Hello and welcome to your 18 WJTS In.form. I'm Kaitlyn Neukam, and we're going to talk about a very important aspect of our community here in Jasper, Dubois County, and just everything, everyday life that we may not highlight every single day, but they do a lot of great work behind the scenes and, of course, for the community, and that is the Jasper Police Department. And today we have Lieutenant Dave Berger here to talk to us about some specific things. So we want to welcome you, of course, and we're very excited to be able to share what you've got today with everyone.
Oh yeah, I just appreciate the time and the opportunity to be here and talk to you.
Fantastic. So, Lieutenant, we've got job openings for the Jasper Police Department. And again, for people who really don't understand the various branches or lines of duty and whatnot, the Jasper Police Department is city-based versus like the Dubois County Sheriff's Department, which is separate. The Huntingburg Police Department is separate. But, I mean, you all work towards your bigger goal of everything, but we're specifically talking about the Jasper Police Department today, right?
Correct, yep.
So what does that kind of mean, I guess, or like what does the Jasper Police Department do that maybe people are or need to know a little bit more about? I mean, we say Jasper Police Department, but what does that mean in your department?
Sure. I mean, so when you call 911 within the city limits, it's going to be the Jasper Police Department that responds. And we also respond to any medical emergencies or any fires or anything like that. So we're the face that's going to show up when you call 911 and ask for help.
Okay, yeah, so having the specification there is important. So if you're out of city limits, it goes through dispatch, and it could be a little bit, it could be the sheriffs, it could be et cetera. So, if you're in Jasper, you're probably going to see a familiar face, which is not uncommon. Mm-hmm. So, the Jasper Police Department is a little bit of everywhere. I see you guys very frequently at City Hall, of course. So we're here specifically to talk about the job openings that you have right now. So, just like everyone else, always hiring or always looking for new recruits. So can you tell us a bit about like the job opening, what that entails, and what you guys are kind of looking for?
Sure. So right now we have two open positions for patrol officer. And, applications are available right now. They're available online. And they're due May 24th, if it's a Friday, I think. Mm-hmm. But really, with those positions are going to be night shift patrol. But, that's where we all start out, night shift. And the cool thing about our department is that we have a huge training budget, and we have a lot of different avenues to pursue. If you want to be a canine handler, or you want to be a detective, or you want to be a school resource officer. I mean, we even have a drone program now. I mean, there's a lot of different things that you can pursue, and that's one thing that we kind of pride ourselves on, is if we have an officer that wants to bring something new to the department or really pursue an avenue of interest to them, we try to make that happen for them. So we have a lot going on down in the police department. Our detectives are super busy. Our school resource officers are super busy, and our patrolmen we're short on the road. So we need applicants.
So what time frame does the night shift kind of lead right now, or like guesstimate time commitment per se?
Sure. So the shift for a night shift patrolman is 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. 12-hour shifts. So it's kind of like a 2-week rotation. You're on 2 days, you're off 2 days, then you work the weekend. So you get every other weekend off, which is nice. You get days off during the week, which is nice. Because we understand that working night shift is hard, and trying to, continue to be a normal person in society when you're working night shift is hard. So, we try to make that work for our officers.
And you mentioned training. So you're not just gonna give somebody the uniform and all the nice accessories and the car to go patrol, right? Like, they're gonna get a lot of experience before they actually go patrol on their own, right?
Oh, absolutely. This is a long process. This isn't you're gonna start next week thing. This even the application process itself takes several months. And we've done what we can to expedite that, but there are a lot of steps that we need to do to make sure that you're the right person for the job. But even after you're selected, the academy, it's numerous weeks. After the academy, you have close to 14 weeks of field training. and then even after that, you're on probation, where we, you know, routinely check in with you. So this is a 1 to 2 year process, just to get on the road by yourself and be working.
Mm-hmm. And noting that commitment is super important, because, you know, it is a career investment, and if you're wanting to better yourself just overall and make the step towards recruiting, I mean, it's huge. It's a life change. So with that, I'd love to ask a bit about, you know, what kind of candidates are you looking for? Right now, to the best of my understanding, the police force for Jasper is all male, but that is not necessarily a requirement, right?
No, absolutely not. Yeah.
So, like, what candidates are you looking for just in general?
Yeah. We are just looking for good, honest, hardworking people that are able to make split-second decisions on the fly, by themselves without any guidance. And, you know, just we're looking for good people. And there's a lot of good people out there, and, you know, a lot of people that maybe just have never considered the career, or maybe they have and they just don't want to, you know, make the jump. And it's hard, but I think that's what people need to remember, that this isn't just a job, it's a lifestyle. And if you have that calling to serve, and you're looking for more purpose in your life, this can be the job for you. You know, we deal with a lot of horrible things in this job every day. You know, I like to say that, you know, when somebody calls 911 asking for help, you know, whatever they're dealing with is the most traumatic or the most you know, horrible thing they've ever dealt with in their life, and we need to go and respond to that, and then just go on to the next one. So, you know, we need people that are able to deal with that. But also in this profession, you see some amazing things. You see some very rewarding things when you're able to help somebody. So we just need people that are able to make good decisions, that are able to think on their own, and you know, that's obviously be able to pass all the tests. And it's a long process, and I'm not going to downplay that. It's a long process, but, you know, I will work with you if you know, are afraid that, you know, you can't make a testing day or whatever. Just call me. You know, we'll work with you. We want good people. We don't want that to dissuade you from applying. Yes,
and I think the thing you're really stressing is you got to be resilient. It's going to be a stretched out process, and if the person themselves is really, really dedicated to it, and they can see it becoming their future lifestyle and settling into that, then you guys are willing to meet them where they need to and be flexible with that. What is the minimum age that you guys are looking for? Because I know, like, maybe somebody's working that job that they got right out of high school, and maybe they're looking for a change.
Sure. You just have to be 21 years of age. Okay. 21 years of age, you just have to have a high school diploma or equivalent, no felonies on your record, and you have to have a valid driver's license. Those are like the bare minimum. Mm-hmm. And then obviously we have, you know, the physical testing, the aptitude testing, personality testing, background check, all that stuff that happens after the fact. But those are the only requirements, and we will always just hire the best applicants that apply. So, I mean, obviously, we want everybody to apply. And, you know, if you ever thought about it, or if you know somebody that says, hey, I think they would be a good police officer, talk them into it, you know. Yes. Tell them to come down and get an application at the police department, or they can fill out an application online at jasperindiana.gov/employment. We've tried to make it as easy as possible to apply.
Yes, and you know, that kind of brings me back to what we probably should have mentioned beforehand. Where for people who might not know, or, you know, people are constantly moving. Where is the Jasper Police Department located at right now? It's
at 309 East 6th Street. It's right down the street from the post office.
Right down the street from the post office, and you guys are right before the fire engines, right?
Yeah, it's all in the same building. Yep.
So you know, you can go in there during normal business hours and just inquire and ask questions.
You can go in there. There's somebody there 24/7. You can just walk right into the front door and say, "Hey, I'm thinking about applying, or I'd like an application, or what have you," and we have them there.
Very good. And, you know, asking information is free, you know, just being curious. And if it does sound appealing, I I cannot stress enough how just putting the first foot in front of you is just put your name into the hat. Maybe it doesn't happen this time around, but it gets you started. It gets that that timidness, I'd say, that first time of being afraid kind of out of the way. So fantastic stuff. And you mentioned the various ways for people to get more information about applying or anything like that. And then, Lieutenant, you've been doing a fantastic job on making the police department more social online, right? So tell us about the new Facebook page that you guys have.
So yeah, just trying to get out there and trying to almost brag about ourselves a little bit, because I think when you think of police officer, you think of a car sitting on the side of the road running radar. But we do that is such a small factor when you look at the grand scheme of things with what we're doing on a daily basis. I mean, our detectives are super busy investigating all kinds of crimes, horrible crimes that we get cyber tips now from federal agencies that our detectives have to investigate. We are running all over the place doing all kinds. I like to say this is like one of the biggest small towns in Indiana. I mean, we have big city problems, and we are slowly growing, and so we're going to continue to need to grow as a department and grow, with better applicants. So on the flip side of that, going back to the question, I think we need to brag about ourselves a little bit and show the public what we're doing for them, all the things in the background that people don't know. And just kind of break down that barrier between the police department and the public. I don't think we've done a great job in the past of being available and being present and being just out there. So we're just trying to get that going. We're on Facebook now, we're on Instagram, and we're on Twitter. So if you have those things, this is kind of all new to me too.
Yes.
So help me help you guys.
No, and that's very, as you said before, a shameless plug, because it's super exciting to see. Heck, I wouldn't have even known the Jasper Police Department was able to rescue baby raccoons before you guys posted about it. So yeah. people love seeing that and being able to brag and share the amazing things that you guys do. I think in turn will, of course, make all of your deputies more noticeable, more recognizable, so that people maybe are less intimidated. And that's one of the main ultimate goals, because yes, you guys wear the uniforms and put on the stone exteriors, but you're humans just like all of us. So really, really hoping that bridges the gap just even further, because you guys do a lot of great work that maybe some people don't really notice or recognize, besides the duty to serve. So, Lieutenant, is there anything else you want to make sure to mention, or do you want to remind us maybe of last time if we want more information about the department in general or the job openings? Yeah,
I mean, I don't really have anything else other than, we are hiring for 2 officers. You can pick up an application in person at the police department, online at jasperindiana.gov/employment. Also on jasperindiana.gov, we have a police department website. You can kind of see some of our specialties, things like that we do. And again, we are on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And if you don't feel comfortable calling or stopping by, you can message me on Facebook, or you can call down and ask for me, whatever. I'd love to talk to you.
And you may not have this information on hand. For those of us who have never called a police department before, we don't want to call 911, right?
Right.
So do you have the phone number for the office itself?
Yeah, it's 812-482-2255, and you can just say, hey, I want to talk to Lieutenant Berger about hiring.
Yes, fantastic. Got to make that specification, because a lot of people do not realize that. Yes, dispatch is good, but do not call that if it is not an emergency.
Of course, yep.
So thank you so much for all the information, and we hope to see hopefully some new recruits in the mix. And anytime you want to come on to talk about great stuff that you guys do or anything, we are ever glad to have you back, and always appreciative of your guys' service.
All right, thanks for having me on.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much at home for watching. This has been your 18 WJTS In.form with the Jasper Police Department and all that they do. And we are local people watching local people.